Good day, everyone. My name is Nathan Kalosa-Kenyon. I'm the owner and founder over here at Kanosa Consulting. And today I'm going to bring you a brief demonstration of some of our new open source tooling from FPDS. FPDS stands for Federal Procurement Data Science, and it is our flagship government contracting intelligence tool over here at Kanosa Consulting. And today I will be giving you a walkthrough of the GitHub repository, why we built this tool, its utility and use for contractors of all sizes and types, and some of the capabilities the tool has to offer to your business. Now I've got a query queued up here. As you can see, I've already executed it. Like I said, this is an open source tool. So as long as you add this, use the FPDS Analytics API at this URL to your prompt, you will be able to use this data as well. Now the first call out you may be asking yourself is, how is this different from just asking Claude to access the USA Spending API myself in a normal query for free? Well, one, this is also free. For two, USA Spending offers raw data. It also doesn't offer as much raw data as the 99 million rows and nearly 38 billion data points that FPDS does. You might be asking yourself, well, Nathan, FPDS is a retired data system. The answer is yes, it is. However, for ways that we are not going to talk about today on this video, you can still access that data if you need to. So we downloaded it all, uploaded it into our data warehouse, and we've now created analytical views on top of all this data. What that means is we've aggregated certain analyst functions so that your LLM does not need to run those computations or build Python scripts within your session that bloat the context window when doing these complex analyst activities on large bodies of data. Basically, long story short, your LLM would run out of context before it even got 1% of the way done aggregating all of these analyst views that are included in these very easy, simple API endpoints that I've created and made open source for everybody to use on any LLM, even a local one that has internet access. Now, before we go into the query and how it builds its analysis and then its eventual delivery, we're going to go over some of the capabilities that this has and why it exists. Like I said, raw FPDS data is huge. There's over 400 different columns in over 99 million rows, going back to 1950 for every single prime sub, award, and modification to a contract from any department or agency or contracting office within the federal government. Now, most contractors don't need all that data unless you're really sophisticated and looking for something very specific that only you could find. So we've built these analyst views to answer specific questions that are very common from contractors when deciding what business decision to make. Now, this is very basic. Of course, it doesn't represent all of the capabilities of FPDS. These are only the open source tools that we offer for free because they're easy to build. And when we look at our vision and mission of mutually serving both the federal government's mission to small businesses and also small businesses getting more wins in the federal market, we need democratized access to sophisticated tooling, which is exactly what this is. Now, if you pause the video, you can read why this exists. You can read what you can learn. You can read these different analyst packages. Of course, you can see the URL up here above. I'll also drop it in the description. If you're a developer, you can use this locally if you would like. You can also rebuild this on different databases using the same calculations and aggregations that we used on the FPDS data. Now, with that being said, we can walk through what this has the ability to uncover And I think I already walked through why this is different from your tool pulling USA spending data like it has showed before. So it'll give this API notice. This just means that these analytics are supported by not the complete procurement universe, meaning no SAM, no agency strategy documents, no budget documentation. Those are things that are behind a paywall in FPDS. This is just the free tooling, and it also identifies that some of the data may be coded differently in USA spending, and some of the current fiscal years are incomplete, such as 2026, as we are only in Q3 of this contracting year. Now, what was the query? We asked about what agencies or contracting offices within the Army fit our capabilities and our past performance with this small business type and our past performance in these civilian agencies. So what it's going to do is it's going to explore the root of the FPDS API, and then it's going to read the analyst guide, and then it's going to list the available data sets, decide what it needs. Right here it said I decided I need sole source hotspots, growth leaders, agency profile for pricing and concentration. Sounds about right. It's going to go through all those steps, and then it's going to say the Army is one of the most concentrated federal buyers in the data set, which is true. And then it's going to give us this breakdown. If you want to read all of this, you can pause the video for yourself. But just so you guys know, ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini cannot aggregate this data in real time. That's the main benefit of this tool. No solution out there right now can aggregate this data going back to the 1950s without doing these long-running data processes. Now, I want to show you what I mean by that. So we have our contract pricing materialized views. Now, if I go into one of these, there's 132,000 pre-computed rows of data showing the action count for this particular pricing code in this particular agency in this particular year. Typically, when you pull raw data, you have to aggregate this yourself. Those take a long time and cannot be done live. They need to be pre-computed. We do this not only for contract pricing, but for competition dynamics, geography analysis, NAICS code breakdown, set-aside breakdown, and vendor concentration. Like I said earlier, we will be adding new capabilities into this tool, so be on the lookout for more open source tooling from FPDS as we continue to build out our flagship data science product. Thank you all for watching. This has been Nathan Kalosa-Kenyon, owner and founder over here at Kanosa Consulting. Please reach out to me if you have any questions. If you have any feedback, feel free to leave that in the comments. Text me on LinkedIn, or this is a public repository, so if you want to list an issue or anything like that, feel free to do so. Thank you very much. Have a good rest of your day, and I will see you guys in the next video.